hit spill. And we survived a hurricane. It actually didn't really come anywhere close to us, but you know, everyone thinks in Florida, the whole state. But anyway, so I was planning something kind of different. So I like beef stew, and it's funny because as a kid my mom made pot roast. So I didn't, you know, stew's a whole kind of different thing. So I just want to kind of show you a really down and dirty, quick and easy way to make a really good stew. So the first thing I did, I'm going to show you, is I cut up some bacon, good bacon, not like, you know, stuff in the dairy section or whatever. And you really want to cook it until it's brown. And to successfully cook good bacon is, I put a little bit of olive oil in here. So it kind of fries and doesn't stick and kind of works really well. So keep that in mind whenever you're cooking bacon in a stock, so you don't get it all stuck in there and make a mess. And let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so the bacon's all nice and crispy. We got the pot still pretty hot. So stew, what do I think of a stew? Stew's all these veggies, you know, the meat's really important, but that's kind of the sideline because we've got to have the flavor, right? And it's all about building this flavor together. So what I have is, took a large sweet onion, chopped it up. I kept it a little on the big side. This is going to be way too hot, I can tell already. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? So, I got some celery, I just sliced it up. And then I bought one of these really jumbo carrots, cut it in half and sliced it. I'm keeping it, you know, pretty healthy chunks here. It is a stew. And I'm not trying to cook these veggies, I'm trying to just get them to kind of cook down a little bit. Almost soften, not really, but we're just trying to coat them with some of that bacon fat, because that's what makes it taste so good. Alright, so I got me a couple cloves of garlic. You can go crazy if you want. This is actually a recipe I don't go all that crazy, so I've got like 3 small cloves here. Oh yeah. Smells really good. It's meant to. This is the most important part, right? So I was thinking, I'm going to put some black pepper in here. And, you know, you probably see me cook a lot. I use a lot of black pepper. It's really worth buying a decent grinder. Fresh black pepper is just so much better, okay? No lie about it. Smelling really good. Alright, I need to deglaze the pan, so I just have a little bit of red wine. Doesn't matter. Something cheap with a screw cap is all you need. You don't have to kill it. I just want to get a splash in here. started the process. And this is just going to kind of evaporate out a little bit here. So what do I need? How about some Worcestershire or whatever sauce it is. So I want about a tablespoon of this. This is like a good way to add a little saltiness without putting a bunch of salt in here. I'm just doing this while the line cooks down here. So here's an interesting problem. I wanted to go to the store in the middle of the hurricane, and believe it or not, like, I wasn't thinking about the fact that it's not that the people were, you know, binge shopping to like panic because they're panicked, but the trucks are moving from the big warehouse to over here. So I'm going to try something different. Normally I'd put a little bit of a couple tablespoons of tomato paste, but I'm thinking, you know, tomato paste might not be something you have in the shelf. So let's see how smart I am. I got myself a little ketchup. And this is going to be just fine as a substitute. So I just want to make sure I get about a quarter cup. I think that's all we'll need. We won't need quite as much, especially because we do have to consider the fact that ketchup does have the vinegar and the sweetness to it, which I think will add something. Why not, right? Why not? And if it tastes bad, I'll make sure I put in the recipe, don't use ketchup. But I'm not worried. Okay, now let's get serious. I got a little bit of time. I got lots of time, okay? Just kidding. And I need 2 teaspoons. I do have my measuring spoons here just in case, so y'all believe me. I'm going to add a bay leaf. I'm still trying to keep this pretty toasty hot. And I just think this is like really good. Just excellent. Really convinced you. So what do we have to add? I need 4 cups of beef broth, okay? You can substitute vegetable broth. I mean, you can put chicken broth if that's what you have on the shelf. I really don't think it's a big deal. I want this to be kind of robust, so I did want to now while I'm waiting for this to come back to a boil, which shouldn't take too long, you gotta have potatoes, okay? So I love these little new potatoes, these red potatoes, but I don't want anything that big. You can buy the fingerling potatoes and cut them in half. That's fine, but let's be realistic. So we're just gonna quarter them up and throw them in here, or drop them in gently so we don't splash everything. And I want a pound. It's actually a little more than the pound, just in case I cut one open I'm not pressed with. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. show you. So what we're looking for is when I'm nice and white inside. That's the way they're supposed to be. Want to keep the skins on. It's going to kind of hold it together. If you want to, you can put you can have one that extra one in the pot, and then to make a thickener, you can take your wooden spoon and smash it, and that's going to make a thickener, the potato starch. Okay, it's looking pretty darn good. I want to get those stirred in so they're not hit the controller and turn the heat up accidentally. Potatoes are something that are kind of funky. I think it's really important. I get these from like a farmer's market, it's the produce place in Suntree, and it seems like once I get them home, they're not good for very long. So, and you always, if you put them in a plastic bag there, make sure you take them out of the plastic bag, put them in your pantry. But I think just because it's been so hot out, they seem to start getting soft quick. So I did run out and get these yesterday afternoon, so they'd be nice and fresh. Okay. Gonna stir this up, and now we've got a really good flavor profile in here. So I know, push comes to shove, if I've got too much stuff and not enough juice, you can add water. Okay, because I don't really need to add more broth. I was kind of a slacker on the wine, but I really don't want it overpowering. This isn't a beef burgundy. So now, here's the biggest secret. I need to, like I said, I'm waiting for this to come back to a boil because we're going to simmer this for 15 minutes with the lid on. But I gotta get it to a boil first. Actually, I'll put the lid on and see if I can speed that up, right? Put that on. And I want to show you another trick. So, what I did, because you know me, I'm crazy, is I went and got a really nice sirloin steak and I grilled it. Now, I kept it on the kind of rare side. And what I want to do is I want to cut this up, and we're going to add it in the end because the sirloin is going to all that really good flavor from being grilled. But I don't want to cook it in here like all day. So basically, I have a beef stew that's going to cook in 15 minutes if you don't include the time of the steak. So if you have a good helper, you can have someone putting this together, someone else cooking the steak, and boom, throw it all together, right? So, you know, like anything else, we're gonna trim it down and make sure we. And this is really good meat. So. I do have a better knife for this, but I don't have to wash 2 knives, right? So I just cut them into pretty decent slices. Good char marks on it. I'll take a break here in a second. I want to check my stew, make sure, because I want to get this it's just about ready, I know, so. Yep. I got a boil going in here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, about 15 minutes. When when I come back, I'm going to have all this meat cut up and ready to go, and we'll finish this up. See you in 15. Oh man, I outdid myself this time, okay? Let me tell you. This is it. This is life. Life is good, okay? So, now what we want to do is I need to make this crazy French thing called beurre manie, which is butter and flour you mix together. If I were to try and put flour in here as a thickener, it's going to clump and have all sorts of issues. So it's really simple, and I do this in a couple recipes. Because you don't know it's French, right? I'm so fluent. So what I gotta do, get out my 1992 Tupperware canisters. So I got 2 tablespoons of butter. You don't have to be exact, close. That was an epic failure, so let's show you. Okay. And basically this is going to add some thickening and a level of like kind of creaminess to it. Alright, so this is room temperature. Look at that. Oops, just clear the road. So basically you're just going to work around the bowl. And the key to it is making sure you get everything pretty well mixed. And sorry, I'm right-handed, so you can't see this real well. But it's like, I don't know if you've ever cut pastry dough before. It's very similar to that. And if you put too much flour in, which I did not, it'll combine really perfectly. Just getting it all mushed up. And if you have too much flour, just throw a little butter in there. You just need a little more butter. And that is your perfect beurre manie. And it's like beurre manie, you know. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to gather it up. And mix it in here. Good to the last drop. I do want to get the rest of this in here. It's funny, the spoon's hot, so it's like melting. So you do want to try and get just about every drop you can. Good. Stirring. Oh yeah. So how do I know that this is done? Well, I know because I'm smart. No, I'm just kidding. I know because the potatoes have really softened up. You know, they kind of start to lose their edges. I always take the bay leaf out. I know that's some like weird tradition where the person that gets the bay leaf like gets good luck or something. And I found that to be true. And it's really bad luck if you accidentally bite into it. Oh. Totally changed the consistency. It's beautiful. Dark, rich. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, Got a couple steps left. I got all that meat that I nicely cut up. And time's ticking because remember, I don't want to overcook this meat. So, I got like a cup of frozen peas, I thought. Just because I think peas go in stew. And I chopped up just a little bit of Italian parsley. I think it just makes it look good. Even if it doesn't make a difference in the taste. It's just fun, okay? Now, so this went from being a soup to a stew in 60 seconds. It's really what you want. This is stew. I don't like my stew like Dinty. I'm not going to even mention brand name, sorry. But you want, I don't want a thick gravy, I just want the juice, okay? But I don't want a soup. So let me show you. Dish some of this up. The king has won again. That's me. Alright, so I got my ladle. I get a little of everything. Oh, man. Oh. I can barely talk. I'm just like so overwhelmed with joy. That was an epic fail, wasn't it? Did you catch that? Sorry. Hey, paper towel. We're cooking with gas now. Just want to clean that up before I make too much of a mess. Because I'm really cooking on this show, right? I can't say enough. I think you'd really be so impressed. Anyway, I got good bacon in there, I got good meat in there, I got good potatoes in there, good carrots, some pea, I got everything in there you'd ever want. And I got a pot full. You could feed an army, or a couple high school kids. It's beautiful. So, please, try something like this, like you saw. It's, besides the prep, it's 15 minutes of cooking. It's so easy. I know you'll like it. So try it. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Love the comments. Love the fact that you're still subscribing, still staying with me, those that have been from the beginning. Doing great, motivating me, making me do stuff like this. That's really outstanding. Hopefully you're learning something, or at least having fun. And, like I always say, I'll be back with another video. Have a great day.